My name is Aaron McGonigal, and this is my Comparative Cultures LLP visual presentation. I've incorporated a lot of personal photos in my presentation. I'll try and narrate along the way. This first photo is a photo of me on a wreck of the RMS Royal Majesty ship Rhone in the British Virgin Islands. My father took the photo. Merriam-Webster defines culture as the customary beliefs, social forms, and material traits of a racial, religious, or social group. Photo on the left is a photo of me. I climbed up on top of the Cadillacs, the Cadillac Ranch, in Amarillo, Texas. The center is one of my favorite photos of me and one of my good buddies. We just took a guy's trip only and went to Havana, Cuba. This is Hemingway's house. This is at his front door. Top right, this is when I was in the military. The Navy pulled into, oh shoot, where did we pull into? Man, it was in Italy, and we took a bus, went to Pompeii, and did Mount Vesuvius. And this was at Pompeii, as one of the bodies was actually recovered, encased in volcanic ash, and a lot of the pottery and stuff they'd found. Bottom right, it's my father in the center. They're cutting the cake for Fiji Day, and in Fiji. Concrete experience. Throughout my life, I've been fortunate enough to travel extensively with the military, my profession, and leisure travel. I've been fortunate enough to travel to all 50 states, Bahamas, Cuba, Fiji, Italy, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Spain, the U.S., and British Virgin Islands, Trinidad and Tobago, and a few more. My initial interest in travel and culture stems from my father's stories of his travels while he was in the U.S. Navy. At the age of 12, I was certified to scuba dive by my father, a scuba instructor, and my family travel to distant dive locations began. During my own military experience and service, I really began to appreciate the differences in culture I have been fortunate enough to experience. While traveling abroad, I've experienced many festivities, celebrations, and ceremonies. My experience has been able to be more open-minded and allowed me to develop a love for culture. Top left photo, it's a bronze sculpture of Ernest Hemingway. It's his favorite bar, the El Floridita in Havana, Cuba. It's on that same trip with my buddy. The right photo is a photo of my dad, myself, my mother, and my wife on the right. It was the first time they came to visit me in Seattle while I was stationed there. And bottom, I'm not sure if this is Pompeii or Rome. I didn't document all my photos that well, but it was just a cool experience. I got to live in Italy for about 8 months while I was in the Navy. Observations and reflections. My most recent trip was the Fijian Islands on October 1st through the 15th of this year. We spent the first 2 nights on the main island in Nadi before traveling to the garden island of Taveuni. The difference between the two islands are stark. Nadi being much more commercialized, with Taveuni, a lush garden with wild fruits lining the roads and remnants of the British coconut plantations still visible. While there, we attended a local village for a demonstration of local customs. We were shown the lovo, a traditional means of cooking with hot stones, covered in palm fronds to cook meats and vegetables, and also participated in the local kava ceremony. The lovo, they can feed the entire village. They put their meat in the center. After they heat these stones, they cook the stones with wood from the palm trees. Get the rocks really hot, pull all the wood out, put grating down, put all the meat and vegetables, everything, cover it with the fronds and the leaves, and then they go leave it for several hours, come back, and it'll feed the village. The kava, they take the root of this plant, pull it out, hammer it after it's dried for several days in the sun, and then they squash it up in water and they drink it. It makes your face numb. It gives you this euphoric feeling. It's kind of weird. It was fun for the culture experience. Something I'd probably never do again. And then visiting the village, we were expected to wear sulus. It's me in the center. It's almost like a skirt that we're accustomed to here in the U.S., but very interesting culture, and being able to go and visit the village was a great experience. Abstract concepts and generalizations. According to the Office of the Historian, Fiji had been a British colony since 1874. During our visit, we participated in Fiji Day, a celebration of independence from the British Commonwealth on October 10th of 1970, similar to the 4th of July. Throughout my travels, I've learned many distinct differences in culture from one place, religion, or group to the next. Things such as gender roles, power differences, general attitudes, especially towards Americans, religious beliefs, time management, and many more. In Fiji, we learned each village will have a local chief. Their gender roles are very strictly defined. The men typically do most of the cooking. The women, they do fishing, they gather vegetables, they pull prawns from the freshwater streams. Christianity is still the primary religion in Fiji because of the British influence, but second behind that is like the Hindu and Muslim religions from the Indians they used as slaves for the coconut plantations, and the Fiji water that we see here in the U.S. Incredibly cheap there, 75 cents a bottle, is their major export. Applications to new situations. Learning about different cultures around the globe has helped me realize how individuals carry out life differently around the world. I enjoy socializing with happy people eager to share their culture. I like seeing how people can be so happy with so little material possessions that we valued so highly in the U.S. I believe my experiences with different cultures has made me more understanding and appreciative of individual differences. As my children get older, I hope to introduce them to travel, as my parents did for me, and will introduce them to different experiences and cultures around the world. I hope my children share my love for diving so I can keep up my island hopping with the relaxation of the crashing waves. I particularly hope my children love the culture in islands as I do, because I love the history and the culture and how it can vary wildly between island to island without much distance between them. For this LLP, I'm using personal photos and my passport for my documentation. Thank you for watching.